Hi everyone, welcome back to Regenerate Fitness. I'm Heather and this is the client file for Paul. Well, here we are, just about at the end of week 6. I apologize, last week we didn't have an opportunity to film, we were out of town. So I know a lot of you are really eager to see how he's been doing. Some of you have contacted me. I'm going to leave it to him to report on his progress. I'm going to bring him in a couple minutes to tell you about how he's been feeling. As you know, Paul ran a race not too long ago. I kind of want to talk about what's happened since that time and the changes in his program. Unfortunately, there's some kind of ups and downs during that time following the race, and we've had to make some changes to his program. So the message today is going to be something that I'm sure a lot of you can relate to, and it's that yo-yo type effect that happens from time to time. A lot of times when people come to me, they're very excited, very motivated to take on new challenges, whether it's weight loss or a new goal with a sport or that sort of thing. I love to see that excitement and I want to encourage it, but sometimes the challenge is reining it in a little bit and not going too far too fast, and that's what happened with Paul. So the week following his race, he didn't heed my advice with regards to rest and recovery. I was really excited about his performance, and he did a long run, chose to do it on trails, which is a very rugged terrain and can be taxing in itself, but he also increased the mileage quite significantly for what he had been doing, what his body was prepared to do. So the result of that was that an old injury has resurfaced. So because he didn't take it easy in that week, now he's forced to take a week off completely from running. So good news on that is we found a way to, we found a root of the problem with that injury. We've been working on it with, icing, resting, stretching, and even massage. So that's coming along nicely. But that week off the running was very discouraging for Paul. And again, I'm going to let him discuss that with you. But we had to look at different ways to keep his cardiovascular fitness up. And the issue was that he wasn't burning the same amount of calories. That was also in combination with the fact that because he dropped such a significant amount of weight, we had to look at his calorie allowance. So as he becomes lighter, his body requires fewer calories to operate. So we had actually adjusted his calorie allowance down. So eating less, burning fewer calories made for a fairly grumpy Paul. So not what we want to see. And unfortunately, this is the yo-yo effect that we were talking about. So we're going from a high where he was feeling so good about what he was doing, he went too far, and now he had hit a low point during that week. So we needed to come together and talk about other ways that we could burn more calories so that he feels like he can eat a little bit more and he can renew that sense of excitement without going too far. So we looked at the strength training program that we were doing here in the gym. And we've adjusted it from like a straight set weightlifting type program that was specific to his sport to more of a high intensity interval training. Again, doing things that were specific to his sport and also keeping in mind that injury, not wanting to neglect that fact and be very careful in that way. The high intensity interval training program requires less time, so that helps to sort out a couple other problems that Paul is facing, and he's going to explain to you too. But anyways, those programs are really intense, they're lots of fun, and they burn a ton of calories. So it's always about changing. We have to be open-minded, open communication, so that we can adjust the program wherever we need to, so we're not hitting any plateaus, and that you're not losing interest or motivation. So I'm going to hand it over to Paul at this time to discuss with you how he's been feeling about the program, the progress that he's made, and how much further he has to go. 2 weeks left. Way to go, Paul.
Hey everyone, so last few weeks been a bit of a challenge. Had that great race, was feeling like Superman after that. As Heather mentioned, I started making some changes contrary to what Heather's advice was. So I like to think of it as me providing Heather with an opportunity to say, I told you so, and she was right. That following week after the race, I upped the number of runs I was doing. Every run that I did like about a minute a kilometer faster, so I was really upping the pace. And then my long run, like Heather mentioned, I did it on a hard trail. I went way over what I normally run for my long runs, and I did it fast instead of slow, which it was supposed to be. So I had the little flare up with the ankle, backed off for a week, was having to find alternate ways to burn the same amount of calories. Usually I do my workouts after the kids go to bed. So I was doing other cardio. It was taking me much longer to burn the same amount of calories, so I was staying up late to do that, I wasn't getting to bed on time, and consequently, having had a week where I didn't rest after a hard effort and staying up later, I was getting tired. And at the outset of this, one of my goals was to get to bed and avoid being tired, because I know it always runs me into trouble staying on track with the diet. So it kind of had the classic reaction to a period of success where I overdid it, then I got disheartened and kind of fell off the wagon for a week. So Heather and I sat down. She said, like, hang on here, we gotta get this straight. So the last week has been going really well. I've been focusing on getting to bed on time, taking a week off running. My ankle's feeling great, so I've been easing back into running, gentle pace, lower kilometers. Things are good, and the weight's continue to come off. So I'm down now to 181.5. My goal was 179, so I'm a couple pounds away. 2 weeks left, and feeling really positive again. I kind of got off the roller coaster and back onto that sustainable change that we had talked about. So things are good. So we'll keep you posted on the last 2 weeks and look forward to celebrating some success at the end. Talk to you soon. Bye.